Hello, how are you? Well, this summer in Japan, we experienced quite a few and also frequent, rather big earthquakes. Um, every time when I experience that, um, I felt a little uneasy and get nervous and also wonder if it would lead to a disastrous situation or conditions. I remember, well, more than decade ago, there was a big earthquake named the East Great Earthquakes of Japan or something like that. And that occurred much, farther north of where I live. That's in Yokohama City now. But then many other places really affected by I would say, two big earthquakes, and that created also the big tidal wave or tsunami. And many people died, of course, and many cities and towns were absolutely devastatingly destroyed. And still, some people have not been able to go back to their home. And many of them moved away from their hometowns. And still, some constructions are going on. Well, let's take a look at it, some of the earthquake countries, which I have mentioned many times up to now. But again, just be aware, well, Japan is one of the most, I would say, most uh, frequent, or I would say most numbers, or uh, well, about their density or the historical disastrous records. Well, it really depends on what is the major. To say the earthquake countries, or I would say the most earthquake prone countries or nations in the world. But let's say uh, Japan is one of them, but along with Japan, also Alaska, well, the state of Alaska in the United States, also has very frequent earthquakes, and including with the small earthquakes, and probably they have one of the largest number of occurrence of the earthquakes throughout a year, of course. Then talking about the, density in uh, a small area, they have too many earthquakes within one area would be like Indonesia, the Philippines, and Tonga, in the Oceania to the uh, Pacific Ocean areas. Usually that's in the southern hemisphere. Then, of course, the large scale of really serious magnitude, like more than 9.5 or something like that, would be Chile. That occurred in 1960, about 65 years ago from now. So I would say, let's say Japan, Indonesia, Chile, the west coast of the United States, continental United States, like California or Washington, also Alaska State, and that's probably I could say they are sort of like a Pacific Ocean rim countries. Uh, well, they also call it sort of like the Ring of Fire because there are many volcanoes in the land as well as under the ocean. So, let's say, mm, mm, like, let's name some top 20 earthquake countries or most earthquake prone countries, I should say. Some of them are in Europe, like Greece, Italy, Iceland, probably you remember that. Then Middle East, then Turkey, Iran, then in Asia, India, China, Myanmar, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Then going to the Pacific Ocean, like Ring of Fire countries are New Zealand, Fiji, Tonga, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, and Taiwan, the Philippines. That's also part of the Ring of the Fire, Pan-Pacific ring would be also Costa Rica, Mexico. Then other countries, let's say the most intense, sort of like, well, seismic energy, for the earthquake because plates are moving and hit each other sometimes. And that would be in Peru, Ecuador, Chile, the United States of America, especially Alaska, and also the famous one called San Andreas Fault in California, which is the kind of fault, the ground is making the gap and they are sliding. One plate is sliding far away from the other one, going like that. That's just under the city San Francisco and the city of Los Angeles. Then, of course, Japan. Well, Japan is placed uh, on the top of the point of the four different tectonic plates. Um, because of that, Japan uh, experiences many earthquakes very often. Now, check it out. Those four tectonic plates, what do they call? That would be maybe some of your research homework. Well, of course, earthquakes can be scary, and there are countries on that kind of like I just listed them. Learn to adapt the emergency. Uh, well, uh, situation when it occurred. People have to know what to do. But of course, we don't know when they occur, where. But most important thing is to be prepared. So, maybe some other time we will talk about what we should pack in the emergency kit or emergency set of things that you should take it with you when you evacuate. Okay, uh, talk, talk to you later. And bye for now. And again, uh, please, be careful and be prepared uh, for any time, anywhere that a earthquake occurs. It's where you live. Um, it's scary, but we should um, we should be aware, always aware of it, I